The rundown of election activities in 2023, one major factor that played a huge role in the violence and voters' apathy occasioned in some polling units is fake news. The Independent National Electoral Commission had in several cases dismissed and refuted several misinformations meant to malign the credibility of the 2023 presidential, House of Representatives, governorship and off-cycle elections. Well, I examined the role misinformation played in the election conducted in 2023. And here's the report. Misinformation and fake news on social media during elections in Nigeria has over time become a major source of concern. During elections, false information can spread rapidly, potentially influencing voters and undermining the integrity of the electoral process. Before the 2023 general election, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) had listed social media as one of the major threats. The INEC chairman Mahmoud Yakubu on many occasions had cautioned Nigerians to desist from spreading fake news orchestrated by political actors or supporters which stimulate election violence, hatred, religious or ethical crisis. The chief press secretary to the commission, Rotimi Oyekami, had in many occasions spotted and dismissed untrue information, one of which is the false hotline peddled around the country before the off-cycle gubernatorial election, which took place in November, and another, a publication which stated that INEC chairman's life was being threatened.
Look at the situation. I discovered, for instance, and this will shock you, that people that accuse INEC of not conducting free and fair elections, when I engage with them, they cannot sustain the argument. They cannot say INEC has done something. Because when they say, all they just say is INEC rigs election, and then we try to break it down. For instance, take presidential election. How is it possible for the INEC chairman to rig election in 176,606 polling units one day? It's not possible. In an election that we hired over 1 million adult staff, not even minding the returning officers and the other staff that we use. So it's a chain of events. Now, Nigerians, for some reason, are less trusting of public institutions. It's not just INEC. When it is government or public, Nigerians are quite suspicious. Maybe for good reason, maybe not, I don't know. We just need objective assessment. We are not perfect as an institution, but we cannot set out to undermine ourselves. We take our jobs very seriously. People don't know, they are not paying enough attention to the effort we put into organizing election. Election is not just what happens on election day. It's a series of events. For instance, it takes, 4 years or more to prepare for a general election. Like 23 has ended, the process for the next general election has already started. So it's a chain of events. The same with governorship election, the same for the local council election in the FCT. So we will continue to do the right thing. Nigerians just need to be, less biased about what they hear.
Oyekami says while tackling misinformation remains an ongoing challenge as INEC continues to explore innovative approaches and partnerships to combat fake news effectively. He said the Commission is committed to maintaining transparency and ensuring the credibility of the electoral process.
What we do normally is to monitor the media as much as possible, especially the social media, where we have a strong presence. And anytime we find fake content, we quickly, counter it by releasing the true information and then collaborating with the media. As we move closer to the 2020 general election, there were a lot of fake narratives around the continuous voter registration at the permanent voter cards, the beavers, and the concept of electronic transmission of results. We had some individuals who deliberately tried to deceive the public. For instance, they said that our PVCs are not needed to vote, that you will go to the polling unit on election day and just take your temporary voter's card. You know, when you go to register, the first thing they do is to give you the temporary voter's card, and then after some time you go back to collect your PVCs, permanent voter cards. But there were rumors repeatedly, churned out on social media that voters didn't need their PVCs to vote, when we were busy telling Nigerians about the importance of going to the polling unit with the PVC, because without the PVC, you cannot vote. Of course, the beavers was an important element again. There were a lot of fake narratives about the beavers. Some people said that the beavers machines were preloaded with the results of election even before they were deployed to the polling unit, which wasn't true. We are not we don't rig elections. This may be difficult for some of our critics to understand, but if they pay enough attention and show more understanding, they will know that INEC will not set out to undermine and say, we are independent. Some people think we are not. I'm saying we are because I'm here. I see what we do, and I have absolute confidence that we will continue to succeed if we have the cooperation of Nigerians.
For Comrade Dogo Shagari, President Ariwa Youth Council, who participated actively in grassroots mobilization and engagement during the last election, he says INEC must look into collaborating with social media influencers to cushion the effect of fake news.
Politics of Nigeria is all about damage image. They are not careful in areas of damage control. So that actually gives room for young, uninformed people to post fake news, to discredit people as well, get opportunity to collect what they will eat that day. As a young person, I'm in support of regularizing activities on social media. Fake news, once the news is fake, anybody discovered to have advertised or publicized fake news should be held responsible and punished to serve as a deterrent for others.
While fake news would continue to pose as a risk to free, fair, credible, and violence-free elections in Nigeria as a result of the high presence of social media, the need for fact-checking of information has become an imperative measure towards combating the menace. Misinformation is not like a plumbing problem you fix. It's a social condition like crime that you must constantly monitor and adjust, as in the words of Tom Rosenthal. In Abuja, Victoria Agbi, reporting for KAFTAN TV News.